Hello.
Hello, hello. I'm so happy and eager for this. Thanks for the time.
I'm thrilled to be seeing you in person.
Well, and I want to say to you before we get going, you won't remember this, but you were so kind to me about 10 years ago. I came out as HIV positive on CBC radio up here, and you sent me the nicest tweet, and it's been a decade. I don't remember what you said exactly, but I do still remember how very good it made me feel. And I just
Well,
want to say thank you for that.
oh my God. Well, thank you for remembering that
Of
of
course. Yeah,
all
I never
things.
forgot it. Never forgot it.
Oh,
I'm ready to get going if you are.
okay. Yep. I'm
All
a
right,
mess.
3, 2, 1. You're not a mess.
I'm
I
a
have,
mess.
she says she's a mess. I have a real treat for you here today. For a remarkable 30 plus years, veteran actor Colleen Zenk played Barbara Ryan on TV's As the World Turns right up till its cancellation in 2010. This past November, she shocked and brought joy into the hearts of the millions who tune in to The Young and the Restless every day, showing up as the much talked about Aunt Jordan, who would turn out to be a fire starting mad woman lunatic that has brought new life to the show and to the ratings. Here to talk about the comeback of the year is Colleen Zenk herself. Nice to see you.
Wow,
You
what
look
an intro.
terrific.
Thank you.
Oh, I could have gone on, couldn't I? Um, you found out about this part in August,
Yeah.
and you were called specifically to do it. You were nervous about that, though. You were worried about being a New York actor arriving on an LA show, not your show, someone else's show. Tell us a little bit about
Right.
that.
Well, anytime you come into an established workplace that's not yours, there's a bit of apprehension there. And I mean, I'm a New York actor. I've a different kind of background than a lot of the people here. I'm from musical theater, ended up in daytime forever. Um, but coming out here and working in someone else's sandbox, I keep
Mm.
referring to it that way, which is true, with a group of actors, 95% I did not know. There were only two actors on this show that I had known before, and didn't know anyone, and was just grateful that one of our beloved producers from World Turns, Vivian Gundaker, was here producing, and then some of the staff as well, and a lot of the writers from World Turns have been here. And so when Josh and I first talked, he told me about the character. He didn't quite tell me everything about the character. Oh my God. But I immediately said yes. I said on the phone. I mean, just said, yeah, I'll be there. Tell me when. And it's I've had a grand time with Aunt Jordan.
Well, you can tell that you're loving it. I think it's interesting that you say some of the writers from As the World Turns are over at Y&R now,
Yeah.
because to me, when I watch, it feels like this is being written especially for you. I mean, I know they contacted you immediately to play the part, but seems to be a knowing between what's being written and the actor performing it. They've worked with you before. They
Yeah.
know what you can do, because what you've been charged with doing had to have been daunting when you first started, especially because when you've done so much theater, that gives you weeks to prepare for a role and create a
Yeah.
character. Whereas television, you were put right in front of the camera and expected to have a character created.
Well, and
That
not only
can't have
that,
been
I mean,
easy.
my first days on the set here were with the entire Newman family. And so I was like thrown right in the middle of all of it with all of these actors I did not know. I'd never had a conversation with Melody
And
before.
key characters
And
too, legacy characters.
yes, and
Yeah.
we're kind of really evenly matched, which I love. And then with Eric and then Josh Morrow and Amelia Heinley, to be thrown into the middle of that family from the get-go without any kind of lead up, no intro, just all of a sudden I'm there after not having done daytime in 13 years. And that was what was tricky for me, because I was stepping back into the old world I'd come from, but I hadn't been doing it for over a decade.
Was it like riding a bike?
Um, somewhat,
Mm.
somewhat. Riding a bike at age 70, which is what I was when
I don't know whether I've said this already on camera or during this interview. You look terrific.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
think I think I look like hell, but thank you very
No, you don't. I don't know what you're saying. You look
much.
fantastic.
Yeah, I was really and I've said this before, I was really terrified the first couple of weeks working, because I just wasn't sure about this character, about what I was playing. I have a hello, Boo. I have a little Boo. Hello.
There's Boo.
I wasn't sure how far they wanted me to go with the character, and they just kept giving me more and more leeway with her, and then started writing more and
How's
more
how is that
craziness.
leeway? How's that leeway given? Is it given in the direction? Is it given in the writing?
Um, Initially, I was not given direction at all. They just
Wow.
let me go, and as the storyline has gone forward, I'm they're giving me scripts, and I'm just playing it. So I keep saying, if I've gone too far, pull me
Mhm.
back, which is also what I used to tell my executive producer on World Turns, when Barbara Ryan would have a storyline that would be a little out there. And I would always say, pull me back. If I go too far, pull me back. And I have not had that um, direction come my way with Anne Jordan. They keep
Thank
wanting me to
God.
go further.
Why do you think you were asked to do this role? Why not, of course, but
Well,
what do you think made them call you?
well, Josh Griffith, our executive producer and head writer, he wrote for World Turns, and he wrote off and on over the years. So he knew what I could do, and he knew that I was unafraid
Yeah.
to go as far as we've taken the character. Because I've done some, as Barbara Ryan on World Turns, I did some pretty outrageous stuff, and including my own stunt work, and but I think that he trusted that I would not be fearful of taking the character so far. Also, because at my age, I've got nothing to lose.
So true.
You know, I've been very lucky. I've done a lot, and I'm not worried about being fired. I'm not worried about anything here. I love everybody here so much I can't tell you. And that goes from the prop guys, lighting, cameraman, all the way through the office, even Matt Kane right there. Um, but it's just been such a
Who
wonderful,
doesn't love Matt
joyful.
Kane right there?
Oh my God, for the camera. There we go. Oh, yeah. Where are you, Maddie? There you
There it is hiding. We love
are,
Matt
Maddie.
Kane.
It's just, yeah. I mean, it's been a incredibly joyful experience. The only problem is I'm not home.
No, I wondered
I'm,
whether you packed it all up and moved to LA, or did you just do that on your own?
meaning Boo and I,
Yeah.
baby Boo and I, it came out originally. She wants to be part of it now. We came out originally.
Okay. So that's my dog, everybody.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, come here. Come here. Leo.
I originally came out for 12 shows, and then something happened.
Oh, it was for
And
12. I was going to ask
yeah,
you, because this character has come on and changed the landscape. It's changed the entire Newman family. It's brought an old story forward. It's created a new Newman
yeah,
in the process. And so there's a lot has gone on. And I wondered if you knew that that was going to be the impact. If did they tell you that?
No,
Because that would have been an
and
extra
that
pressure.
was not the original plan. The original plan was something very different. But um, when Josh, even the first week that I started, when he saw how the characters related to each other and related to me, and how we worked together as actors, he saw that there was chemistry. And so immediately he said, "Well, there's been a change of
He
plans."
saw how good you are.
Well, it wasn't just me.
That's the truth.
It's all it's everyone working together. And the fact that I think one of the reasons that the story works so well is that all of the other actors are completely invested in the story and not with a tongue in cheek. Do you know?
Correct. Yeah, I know what you mean.
They're playing it straight. And that makes Aunt Jordan look even crazier because they're playing and they're so invested in it. And Melody, oh my God, she's just
Well,
been
it's brought her
unbelievable.
character to life. Not that she was ever like dead to begin with, but you know, this has been something she could sink her teeth into, and she's got the
Oh yeah.
chops. She's
Oh
got
yeah.
some great
Oh yeah.
chops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
She's fat. And
how do
Eric.
you?
Oh,
Oh, he's amazing.
oh,
You're right. They have to play this as straight as possible
yeah,
because otherwise it gets cartoony. But how do you
exactly.
play Aunt Jordan without making her into a cartoon as well? That's tricky.
That's hard. And I don't know if I'm always successful. Um, I, sometimes I think I've gone too far as an actor with Jordan. But they're not pulling me back. So that means it must be working on some level.
It does work. There's not been a time when I've gone, this is too much. It's now gotten a little campy. It's certainly outrageous, but it's not like I said, cartoony at all.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Do you have to find some kind of thing to sympathize about with her or something to like about her as an
I
actor?
do.
And what
Well,
would
I
that
do.
be?
Um, I don't know enough about her backstory, her own backstory, but I wonder if maybe she had a terrible early marriage and maybe lost a child of her own. And so there's a maternal side of her that comes out in all the wrong ways.
Hmm.
You know, it's kind of how I approached it. I have been trying to find the humanity in her a bit,
Mhm.
along with the lunacy and the psychosis, because she's completely deranged.
It's funny you say that about finding her humanity and creating a bit of a backstory for her because as I've watched this, and I think I even tweeted it, I thought to myself, Aunt Jordan could be the new Sheila Carter. Do you know who that reference is? If I say Sheila Carter, you do.
Yes,
I mean, a
yes,
legendary character who came in and was foul and a different level of Aunt Jordan, but the same kind of nastiness as her, and then was redeemed in some way and ended up being on and off for decades, now on Bold and Beautiful,
right.
dead in Genoa City, alive in LA. And I wonder if that's in the making for Aunt Jordan, because you know you were supposed to have a smaller time on the show for a while. It's been extended. They can't get enough of you, and I wonder if there's a prep for a redemption.
I think you have to talk to Josh Griffith about that.
Josh, is he in the room? What would you say to that?
Um, Look, I am so thrilled to be here. It's been such a gift to me at this point in my life to come back to daytime. And it just thrills me to be back in the studio. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I don't live here.
No,
And,
but
I
if you're
don't,
finding joy here,
I am. I am. And I do have my youngest daughter here in town in LA,
mm,
which is wonderful. But I have, in all my career, I've never worked out here before. This is a first
that's
for me.
astonishing to me because you've done so much,
Yeah, but it's all been New York based or Chicago based.
right?
Um, but I've only ever come to LA for award shows or talk shows, press stuff. But I've never worked out here before. So this is I thank God I have my pup with me. It's a whole new world for me. It's a whole new world.
But you're a great example. I said this at the very top of the show of somebody who's getting their next act given to them, that it's never too late
No,
to shine again. You know, we live in a world where people of a certain age start to, I think 50 plus, start to count themselves out, that they can't be doing more, that they can't shine again. And to see you, I don't know what you did after As the World Turns. I'm sure you had
I
projects and
went
stuff
back to
like
the
that.
theater. I went back
Yeah,
to
I
the
figured
theater.
you were back in the theater,
My God,
but
I've done so much theater-wise over the last 14 years.
yeah,
This World Turns will be a year, 14 years
that's
come
sad.
September. I know. And yeah, I've done a few films over the last couple of years, one with Robert De Niro, playing myself, which was kind of funny.
What are you
And
doing playing yourself with Robert De Niro?
the film The Comedian, which was not a really great film, but I worked with De Niro playing myself. um, yeah, I mean, I've had great theatrical opportunity over the last decade, and I did a one-woman show that was booked um, in the East Coast, all over, cabaret show,
Mm.
musical, and so I've been quite busy, and I've had some very sad family situations as well.
I'm sorry
So
to hear that.
yeah, but that's I've been very busy, but not as busy as I am right
As
now.
you are now. I wanted to ask you about longevity and what your secret has been. You've worked
I'm a
steadily
team player.
forever.
I'm a team player.
Mm.
I am a repertory actor. I am not the diva of a show. Um, when you work on a show like As the World Turns and you are only fifth in seniority after 32 years, because you've got Helen Wagner, Don Hastings, Eileen Fulton, Kathy Hayes, and then there was me. Those, we were the top in seniority on the show. And then right behind me was Liz Hubbard. And we were a repertory company, and nobody was top dog.
Mm.
And that's how, and I think that's my theater training too.
So it comes back
Um,
to the theater a lot, doesn't it? When people have had long,
yeah,
successful careers, because there's a professionalism that you
yeah,
learn in the theater that you don't necessarily learn on the set of a TV show.
exactly right. And that's one too. One thing I was concerned about coming in was work ethic, because I wasn't sure about how this company works. And I had been told by Vivian Gundiker, my friend and producer, um, that I had that Melody has very similar work ethic as I, which I think is why we have worked so well together, because we have very similar style in the work process. Um, Not that we're playing similar characters at
At
all.
all. But that could have gone sideways if that wasn't the case. If you didn't have the same work ethic, that could have gone
Yeah.
sideways. There could have been a total lack of chemistry, or even just an inability to work well together without
I've
that.
in my 32 years on World Turns, and I was married 9 times on the show,
Kidnapped
and
16 times, I
just
think I read.
just 9 times on the show. Mel beats me because she's been married 12 times on this show. We've compared all those things. Um, but in my 32 years on the show, there was only one actor that I never got along with.
Is that right? You're going to
Mhm.
tell me who?
No, I'm not.
And
No.
you didn't get along because
Um, I won't go into it.
okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
I
won't go.
tried. I tried, everybody. I
I know.
tried.
Good luck. Good work.
What do you see yourself doing if this doesn't turn into a longer term
lying in
Cool.
the sun on the
Which
beach for
it's
God's sake. Getting my tan back. My tan's gone.
well, I
Oh,
have my fingers crossed that it
pardon?
develops into something. I hope you're on the show for a long time. I mean, one of
Thank you.
these kinds of characters could go by the wayside fast, get killed off, and or get their comeuppance. But it's so fun to see you back on
Thank you,
TV
Shaun.
again. Yeah,
Thank you. It's been a wild ride, and it's not over.
and it's not over. I'm a week behind too.
Oh, you
So
are? Oh my
yes,
God.
and Matt sent
Oh my
me a
God.
clip to play
Oh my
um,
God.
where I see you in, I think it's the room that you were holding Victor hostage in, and
Mm-hmm.
but all the women are there, and I don't know what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. I just saw Nick tase you in that hostage room yesterday, so
That
that's how far
was
behind I am.
okay.
And stuff is moving so quickly right now, and you're the one who makes it speed along.
Well,
You've injected so much into this show, and I'm sure the ratings have done super well because of it. And I just want to say
thank
thank you.
you. It's everybody. It's not, it's, I mean, I'm just
Take the
plain happy.
flowers. Take the flowers.
Yeah. Oh,
You're a
thank
class
you.
act. It's so great to talk to you today, Colleen Zenk. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Have a
You
great
look
day.
great. I like your pink walls back there
Oh,
and
yeah.
all of your
Thank you.
tiger.
I like
Good.
color. I like color a
Yeah.
lot. Okay. Wishing you joy.
Okay.
Take care,
Bye.
Colleen. Bye.
Thanks.
That was super duper.
Yeah.
Really good. Thank you.
Been a long time. I
Has been a
mean,
long
we've
time.
communicated for a long time.
We've talked for a long time, and I think we talked about having you on for a play you were doing. I don't know what happened there. Um, but so glad we could make it happen today. I was so delighted when the camera panned up and it was you.
Oh my God.
So
Isn't that
delighted that day.
crazy? You know, and the interesting thing is too, he didn't tell anybody here. All the script writers did not know I was coming. Even Vivian didn't know until I called her. He kept it so quiet, so
That was
quiet,
one of my questions I forgot to ask.
so much so that they would not even say my name over the loudspeaker.
Why
They
the
didn't want
secrecy? Like, why
any.
not blow this up and promote the heck that you were coming on the show? Why did they keep it secret? How did you keep it secret for
Because
so long?
I think I think the fans were ready for something to go pop, you
Yeah,
know, away from all the CEO, COO stuff.
yeah. Hard to keep your mouth
You know,
shut for 3 months, 4 months.
pardon?
It would
How
have
did
been
I?
hard to keep your mouth. Yeah, how
Oh
did you
my
do that?
God, it was horrible. I signed an NDA, but it was terrible. I mean, my kids knew, my best friends who don't watch the show knew.
They do now.
Yeah, yeah,
They better.
yeah, they do. They all do now. Yeah, but it was really hard because from the beginning of August until I showed up on November 17th, I couldn't say a word. They
Oh,
had
that would
they
have
had
driven me
my name.
crazy.
There was no Colleen Zenk anywhere in on scripts, dressing rooms. They were even I started shooting in mid-October. So from mid-October until I aired November 17th, there was a month there where they would say Aunt Jordan to the floor, Aunt Jordan to the
Oh, they just said
stage.
the character name.
They would not know. It was so tight.
As sets were closed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not fun.
So
I
fun.
mean,
So fun.
in this day and age with social media, to be able to keep a secret like that.
Yeah, that's what blew me away that they kept
Yeah,
it a secret for so long.
I know. I
That
know.
you did
So cool.
too. Well,
Yeah.
cat's out of the bag. All right. Are you done for the day?
I'm done for the day. I'm whooped. Last week nearly killed me. It was a
Did
really,
it?
really, really long week. Yeah. This week is easier. This week is Mel's week.
Well, it's such a treat. Um,
Thank
this
you.
is all such a treat. All the best, Colleen.
Thank you, hon. All
All
righty.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, boo. Take care.